Time and memories for sale. The market stretched endlessly in every direction. A labyrinth of colors, sounds, and scents. Traders from distant lands hawked their wares. Spices that shimmered like gold dust, fabrics that whispered in the wind, and jewels that caught the sunlight in dazzling hues. Amid the chaos, Kian moved with a quiet detachment, his ink-stained fingers brushing against the parchment he carried, a symbol of his craft as a scribe. His face bore the weariness of someone who did not live in the bustling present, but in the shadowy corridors of memory. Kian had spent years rooted in the past. Lyra, his wife, had passed away during a harsh winter, leaving behind a void he could not fill. Her laughter, her voice, the way she would hum a melody as she worked, all these haunted him, more vivid than anything the present could offer. Writing became his refuge, a way to preserve the fragments of their life together. Yet, even as he etched their memories onto parchment, he felt the weight of her absence growing heavier. In her final days, Lyra had pleaded with him to keep living, to find joy beyond their shared memories. "Kian," she had whispered, her hand frail in his, "promise me you won't let the past trap you. Life moves forward, it always does." But her earnest words had been buried beneath his grief. One day, while wandering the marketplace, Kian's attention was drawn to an unusual stall tucked in a quiet corner. A sign, painted in elegant script, read, "Time and Memories for Sale." The merchant behind the counter was unlike anyone Kian had ever seen. His face seemed both young and old, his eyes holding the depth of countless lifetimes. Clad in robes of shifting colors, he exuded an air of serene wisdom. "What is this place?" Kian asked, his voice tinged with skepticism. The merchant smiled, a gesture both inviting and enigmatic. "A place where time can be traded and memories unveiled. Are you here to purchase, or perhaps to understand?" Kian frowned. "Understand what?" The merchant gestured to the shelves behind him, filled with vials of swirling light, each one glowing with a unique hue. There were clocks that ticked both forward and backward, mirrors reflecting scenes from different lives, and faintly glowing sands trickling through hourglasses. "Memories are threads in the fabric of life," the merchant said, his voice calm but resonant. "If you cling too tightly to a single thread, the tapestry unravels, but if you release it, you might see the whole picture." Kian hesitated, but something deeper than curiosity, an instinctual pull, drew him closer. The merchant handed him a vial containing a soft golden glow. "This one belongs to you," he said, "a memory of her." As Kian held the vial, it warmed in his hand. The light expanded, enveloping him in a vision. He saw Lyra as she had been, vibrant, laughing, her hands dusted with flour as she prepared their favorite meal. The memory was so vivid it brought tears to his eyes. "I don't want to lose this," Kian whispered. "You won't," the merchant replied. "But tell me, does this memory bring you joy, or does it chain you to sorrow?" Kian faltered. "Both," the merchant nodded knowingly. "Memories are meant to guide us, not bind us. They remind us of what was so we can shape what will be. But you've been using them as an anchor, Kian, when they should be the wind in your sails." For a long moment, Kian stood in silence. Finally, he asked, "How do I let go without losing her?" The merchant's gaze softened. "Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means allowing her love to live on, not as a weight but as a light. You honor her by living, not by dwelling." The merchant gestured to another vial, this one containing a brilliant, shifting light. "This is your future. It's unwritten, filled with infinite possibilities. But you can't claim it while clinging to what's already past." Kian's heart trembled as he placed the golden vial back on the shelf. He didn't need to carry it. It was already a part of him. The merchant smiled approvingly. When Kian left the stall, the marketplace seemed brighter, more alive. He felt the warmth of the sun on his face, heard the vibrant chatter of the crowd, and smelled the spices carried by the wind. For the first time in years, he felt present. In the days that followed, Kian began to write again, but this time, his words were not just about the past. They were stories of hope, of love, of possibilities yet to come. He honored Lyra, not by clinging to her memory, but by living the life she had wished for him. Years later, travelers in the marketplace would speak of a mysterious stall that sold time and memories. Some claimed it had vanished, while others swore they had seen it on moonlit nights. But Kian knew the truth. The stall and its merchant were not about selling anything. They existed to teach one simple, profound truth. Life moves forward, and its meaning lies in embracing both the beauty of the past and the promise of the future.